Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to episode 49 of Koganaros, the Fortress by the Sea. Well, it's a lot of episodes by now, and there's also a lot of action happening these days. We got now the attack of the wild birds. We have a lot of people dying lately because they fell off the rails because they were attacked by birds here on the bridge. So I've started to get me a bit of a safety management system here by adding walls into it. We're going to continue today the construction of the pump stack, and I really hope that we're getting somewhere with it. I also really hope that these walls get built soon because there is a lot of spillage here, and the water generator shouldn't be working anymore, but I don't mind him working because that means we're done at that part. Now, we are constructing a pump stack today, or at least that's what I planned. It depends on the birds. So, that means we're going to have to talk about power transmission and those things here. So first of all, I need to destroy that piece of wall here, or floor, I should rather say. So I decided that this year I won't be buying any foodstuffs from the traders because I figured we don't really need that. We can hold out a year without, and yeah, that will work out. This, by the way, bothers me really much, and everybody working here will be bothered by it too. They hate squeezing through such narrow tunnels, but yeah, it is what it is. It's better than drowning dwarves, I'd say. So, we've already lost 2 people again. I really need to check my labor tab from time to time. Sometimes important people die, and it's really bad if that happens, but currently it doesn't seem like anybody of importance has died. That also means we will have to consider another glass. We have to consider a few more slabs. So that should do the trick. So that artifact can be made because it's there's no glass. So the woodcutter, the wood cutting from the last episode ended in a real big war between the birds and us. And yeah, I mean, the biggest problem is that I'm only partially solving the issue here. This area here will remain a total danger zone for the time being. I think I'm gonna wall it off like this here. But there's also limitations to the strategy. Now I do regret that I didn't make this whole thing wider in the end parts, but yeah, that's what you get, I guess. Alright. If you ask the dwarves of Koganaros, this is all the doing of the elves. They jinx the birds. I'm pretty sure that culture-wise that would be really what would be happening if this would be a real story. People are making false connections to things all the time. And yeah, people keep drowning here, and at this point especially. Alright. So that means we have to expedite the construction of this place here. Okay, so from the staircase I went 2, 4, 5 steps. Alright. So that means we got to go like this. Alright, that's the total width of that. And here we add 4 more here as well. And we got a wall off this nightmare. People are dying left and right. Walls will stop that. Actually, we can place walls here. Oh, I can't put the blueprint on top. Damn it. So, this is actually way more of a crisis than I originally thought. Now that I noticed the impact on the day-to-day things. So, we're going to make that happen here. But that should actually do put a stop to the things here. That's what I love about this game. You don't have any prefixed objectives or anything, but oh boy, my trader has been missing. Is that my trader or is it just some... No, it's just some trader. Okay. So, looks like the water generation and everything is done. Let's place down a water wheel here. So yeah, there's a lot of unforeseen problems happening here. But in a weird way, I love what's happening here. So yeah. Square blocks, more glass. It's just not enough glass yet. Well... Okay, that should work now. This is one scary, scary thing. And there's constant fighting here as well. But as far as I see things, we should be now through the worst, I think. Jeez. Actually, now that I think about it, we can totally do this here like that. Just notice that there's no good reason not to complete this thing here. So I'll be building these walls just for good measure and for safety purposes, but as a matter of fact, we don't need them anymore. And here, there's another dead bird body. Everywhere where you see a dead bird body, that means there has been a conflict. And I do see way more people dying if I keep going on like that, so... Yeah, guess what? The big monument here is getting a refill of bodies. So I figured that we're going to go upstairs with that. There we go. And we're gonna expand our crypt now. It's just not enough yet. Rich is hungry. Alright, there we go. I mean, the good part is it'll bring me new room for new slabs, because I think after these two spots are taken, it would feel crowded in here if I'd be putting in more slabs. So yeah, unforeseen problems. Unforeseen problems. But I also think if I successfully have walled off all the areas here, there should be no more risk of drowning. Horseshoe crabs are even fighting us. Everybody in the animal kingdom seems to hate us now. Well. The real bad part about all this is that... Ah, yeah, whatever, we don't need those. Is that we will have real problems with... Oh, I lost my train of thought. All those angry animals definitely make it harder, now I have it, to keep a good... keep tabs on your combat log. I hate crowded combat logs, because it makes it so easy to miss something of importance. I've had it several times and it's really nasty. So we require iron bolts for pretty much first time. Here. Let's do that here twice. By now I don't trust the work order menu anymore. when it comes down to mandates. Okay, so with all the big business now gone, let's head back to the construction of the pump stack. What I actually wanted to do before I saw that people started to drown left and right. Ugh. So all of these little guys, well, almost all of these little guys are now linked to the... Why is that paused? Alright, that's why it was... Okay. Whatever. I want to open these hatches again. Okay. Such unforeseen problems. I really... at a loss of words here. So, as soon as these walls are done at that part, we're going to start destroying the bridge, the waterway here. I hope it won't kill people again. I somehow expect it to kill people again, because that's what tends to happen, but we'll see about that. Alright, so we got now open space here, and we can now construct the screw pump. The gold greaves, hell yeah. So, needs ground or near machine. I always thought that one piece of ground was enough for these. So... that's odd. But how would the power transmission work then? I mean, they need to be connected to one another. Oh, I think I know my mistake now. I think the hole in the ground must be here. I hope that's what it is. Yeah, it's not as if these things would be terribly easy to construct, but nor are they terribly hard to construct. It's all, again, just one of these things where if you know the trick, it's quite easy, but if you don't know it anymore, it is terribly complicated. And life's also complicated if you happen to entomb yourself in a tomb. Well, I trust my little guys here to build that staircase in time before this guy up there dies in the tomb. But who knows? I mean, who cares? Always taking new sacrifices, I suppose. Alright, they are tossing still new water in there. So I'm gonna pause these pits now. There it goes. Alright, so that pillar is finished. We're going to destroy the waterway now. I really hope I won't be regretting that, but I think it's safe to go this way. Alright, they start to haul the logs there as well. And our emergency construction here is getting somewhere as well. So, yeah, let's... oh, come on. I hate you guys. Sometimes I just hate you. So... add the corners, that's where Suspend Manager fails. Pretty sure this will get fixed in a future version of this software, though. Okay, so let's start doing things like this. I'm gonna take it step by step. I learned from my previous mistakes. I've learned what can happen, and we're going to go safe with that. So somehow... it seems as if the hunger of the queen is now sated, but Maya is issuing command after command for ammo. I mean, it does make sense. He wants, obviously, the birds dead. I mean, We should probably get ourselves some Marks Dwarfs, but I don't want to. The system is so borked that I don't want to lock in my Marks Dwarfs so they can't get their shots off without running into the enemy. So I think I got enough iron bars to work with. 1,800 gold bars. Good God. Alrighty. So yeah. But the bird attacks also stopped. I think I should chop some more trees. But first, after all the safety precautions, first let's do all the safety precautions. So we also need to put up memorials for the fallen. So we've lost 4 people in the entire course of events. I love this new DFHaxis feature that you get your the people that require a monument extracted like that. So good. This has been such an iffy and nasty little chore to get that done. Alright, and now the span manager automatically pauses here. But if you pull out a big blueprint before everything else, it doesn't work. Odd, isn't it? But whatever. I just hope that I, one day, will finally learn to avoid that mistake successfully. Currently, I'm just a little bit sad that I constantly keep doing the same mistake, basically. It's the only thing that's annoying me a bit. So, let's see. Now it should work. I hope so. Otherwise, my whole screw pump knowledge is no longer valid. So... I was so sure about the screw pumps needing 1 piece of floor. I think this is all only because there is no gear wheel there. Or can I put a gear assembly here? So we need to do some experimentations. I hope they can construct that. Because if the screw pump is standing on 2 pieces of floor, it can't transmit its power downstairs. And if I remember correctly, this is, the first step is a little bit annoying, but the rest is easy. A Cyclops! So we really have angered the locals quite a lot. So, Sathra El Kuruzna. Let's see. I want to know your history. So, 3 people? It's a 300-year-old Cyclops. Let's do this. You will regret the day that you've entered Koganaras, because we're out of monuments to give. Alright. She's grouchy when caught in the rain, uneasy after seeing goblins' dead bodies. Yeah, you should! Yeah, they're just giving you the intro of what's happening now. There you go. That's what we do. Boom. Welcome to Koganaras. So, the events here, I think, are gory, effective, and easy. So, yeah, Cyclops falls over. So, after a couple of seconds, they toppled over the Cyclops, and after that, it's just been hacking and smacking on a Cyclops on the ground. So, you've come to the wrong neighborhood. The Metalsmith Guild. Wow, nice. So that's finally just some nice and good news. Just some good old crafts dwarfship. I like it. So Alright, first off, I realized that we're better off if we do it like that. We're going to have a piece of wall here, and we're going to remove the staircase here, probably. So that one isn't necessary anymore. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the Angry Bird attacks have ceased. And we're finally starting to pull away the holding bridges there. These are really good news. Okay, we gotta work top to bottom here. That's one thing that I realized, and that means I am going to go and floor this place now, after all. I don't mind having to deconstruct this entire mess afterwards again, because I really feel like I'm going to regret it otherwise. So, this is going to be a tremendously big project again. But I feel like I need that now. Keep missing that here. But with that new technique, it shouldn't be that hard. The only hard thing is me stumbling over my commands time after time. So I think now I got it in my habits. With this checkerboard visuals, I hope I will be able to keep track of what's happening here. And once all the floorboards have been drawn in, we're going to be able to get that all going properly. I somehow expect to rip out the entire stuff there. Hopefully don't kill anybody. But at the end of the day, I really don't know. We'll see about that. Okay, so can we remove that staircase here? I'm going to be dealing with the Metalsmiths Guild in the next episode or so. And now I did it again, didn't I? I issued a crap ton of work orders. Whoops, I did it again. But it's just like basically the smallest unit of how to do it for me. I don't want to spend time and having to rethink about that. Well, whatever. Let's hope it doesn't tank the FPS too much. Okay. My biggest worries right now are that the power transmission here, like either an axle or a gear assembly wheel, will make trouble with the water we're pumping through here. I don't know, though. I've never had pump stacks in this size that I built on automatic. Usually the pump stacks that I built were all made to be handled manually, so, you know, muscle power driven. Therefore, I'm really looking forward to this, how it'll work out or not. Okay, but it's a lengthy business, and I hope that I can learn enough here to get the job going for the next fortress. Because it'll be really, really cool. But I mean, so far, even if the pump stacks are going to take a while, this castle is so freaking impressive by now. It's the biggest thing that I've ever built. I mean, the problem with Dwarf Fortress projects of this size is that they are kind of like a never-ending story. You barely know when they are done because they're just such gigantic never-ending stories where the longer you play it, the more ideas there are. You know, you always get a little bit of a, you could do this, and I could make this better by that, and this would be cooler if I'd done that. And the story with mega projects can therefore become pretty lengthy, as we see here. This is, after all, already my longest Dwarf Fortress series that I've made so far. Never had it that long. But on the other hand, it's also my most beautiful fortress and the one that I feel most attached to ever, because it's been such a wild ride. Are there more naked dwarves? Yeah, the crystalline clutches. Damn. These guys. Asmal Ultra Whipped. Do I really want to know? Yeah, so this is another problem that's been very unforeseen. I have a lot of naked grumpy dwarves that hated to be naked because they were military in the former fortresses, and therefore they're used to have military business, and military business has that uniform replaces clothing setup. Great. Alright, so the good point, can put up walls here. The bad point, I need to check back with my Gabbro. Yeah, just like I thought. So let's see, how bad is it already? Licked clean, licked clean, licked clean. Okay, so I didn't expect it to be that bad. Well, we're going to go downstairs here because, you know, the bridge is hungry. Ever hungry. So this will now slow down my operations again, of course, because we're now binding miners again, and that flooring project, that is also just binding so much personnel. I mean, sure, I could also put some wrinkles into my brain and try to plan it out before I built all those floors and whatnot, but I decided that this bridge will have 2 fat pillars for the aqueducts, and the rest will be the slim pillars, and I'll just integrate that into the design. This way, I have guaranteed enough room to get the party started, and I rather make it work with it too much, and we'll be optimizing towards elegance and those things in another life. So, I can't stress it out enough that I personally always feel like a scrub with attitude when it comes down to this game. I've only played it since its Steam release, and there's so insanely much to know and to learn, and yeah, you can do so much with that game. The straight up survival is probably the easiest thing to learn, but when you're going for crazy things like I do here, things start to become complicated in a wonderful way. So, yeah. We're almost at the end of today's episode again, sadly. I really, really enjoy this, but I didn't expect it to take that freaking long. Well, we got open space here. Let's try one thing before we end today's episode. So, gear assembly blocked at this location, needs ground or near machine. So, if I put a piece of floor here, because if my pump stack memory serves me right, the moment a gear wheel is sitting here, we can attach this thing here. Well, these things are... I think it'll become easier when I've done this a couple of times. That's one thing that I'm very, very sure about. But so far, so good. Even if I should fail in installing that pump stack in any way, this is already a very impressive feat of architecture here. But it should work. Worst case scenario, I have a pump stack that needs to be manually driven. Oh, the queen is back at it. Yeah, coffins. Did somebody die? It's almost as if they react to the happenings in the fortress. Alright, so fresh Gabbro is being hauled in down here. And the monuments have been... Wait, not yet, but we're on the way there. And yeah, the angry bird attacks have ceased. So that's one good thing. Yeah, sadly, that floor, a piece of floor isn't done yet. But, well... I mean, one good thing is we don't have any delays on any work orders. That means all the blocks necessary for the construction here are available somewhere in the fortress, that is. Which is pretty cool, because that means I don't need to worry too much about the resources here. Yeah, and they do it again. They're doing these weird assignments, but yeah, we got so many floors now to fill. I think this will fill quite some time. Probably the winter, the upcoming winter will be completely the bridge works here. This pillar. Either way, I thank you for watching. Sadly, I cannot try out the gear wheel thing, or gear wheel. You know what I want to say. This time, but next time we will, surely will, because I'm pretty sure that this problem I had up here with the pump installation was only because there is a gear thingy missing. That's basically what I'm very, very convinced about. Okay, so drop me your comments down below. I'd be really, really happy to hear from you. And as usual, a thumbs up would be deeply appreciated to make this video a little bit more popular in the algorithm. And thanks for watching this. Thanks for supporting the channel. And if you want to join on in, check out Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee. They are the topmost links down there. Or check out the rest of the Savage Lands saga. Or do both, or none of them all, and just take my thanks for hanging out with me here. Either way, I hope you have a good time. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.